Hello, this is Yarkosky, and I'm going to show you a tour of my course development. My course is about education for the 4-H teen camp counselors. As a brief overview, for the past 2 years I've become a 4-H advisor, and then I was asked to be the camp nurse/nurse practitioner at Camp Clifton. And I was also asked to put together a brief health and safety course or presentation for the counselors that since they have asked for that in the past. It was kind of asked of me at the last minute, so the presentation, although I think had good information, could definitely be improved upon. And that's one of the reasons why I took this course, to see what I can learn in order to convey this information to the counselors better, in a way that more of them could access the information if they're unable to make it to the monthly meetings, and also so they would have a resource. I also have been so excited to learn all this technology to hopefully implement in different things with patient education, staff education, where I'm employed now and maybe in the future. So let's get started with the course. Normally there would be an actual course title here. But as you may have seen in some other videos, this is the introduction to the course. Any news items would populate here as the weeks go by, but this is a nice greeting for each of the counselors to come upon. It would have their name here. This is going to tell them who I am, what we're going to talk about and learn in this course. It's also going to tell them what they need to do after they're done reading this introduction to go to the Content tab and start working through each module, and also what's expected for them to pass. Since this does have to do with safety of the campers, also potentially other counselors and adult staff, we want to make sure that they have a good basic understanding and comprehension of the material. So I will expect them to pass at least 80% of each module. Technical assistance is basically listed here. That is something that is on a case-by-case issue. But that there are some basic IT people at the extension office to help. My contact information is here as well if they need to get a hold of me. So we're going to jump right into the content section. The Start Here section lists the module or the Start Here section gives them what they need to know to get started and have some good references. The course syllabus gives them lots of information about how to contact me, description of the class, any prerequisites they may need, some general information as far as you would need to know Word, Excel, Flash Player, to be able to access all of the course information and activities. The grading is here as well, and that can also be found in the grade book. Due dates just indicates here for them to look at the course outline. Lots of information also about how to contact me, policies for participation in the course. There are not any synchronous sessions scheduled at this point, but that could always be updated in the future. And as well as diversity. Of course, 4-H encourages diversity among all of its clubs. And just here's another little area for technology that they might want to be aware of. We also have support services, the course outline that gives them very nicely all of their objectives for the course, and also all the objectives for each module, what they're going to be required to do as far as activities, and then how they're going to be assessed on that education in the point value. More detail is given in each module. So once they work through all of this information, the course introduction, have them introduce themselves. I already have my introduction there to get them started, just so it can feel more congruent and like an actual brick and mortar type classroom. So the module that I've developed is Module 4, and this talks about severe allergic reactions and asthma. Some things that I feel very passionate about. That's why I did this module first. I'm pretty excited to figure out how to do the soft chalk lessons and to incorporate several modalities of education in this. I'm a fairly visual learner, so I do tend to put use visual media pretty frequently, and I have some great ideas using some other things that we've learned throughout this course for some other modules. But for this one, we have some just basic general written education, several videos here that do have closed captioning, as well as transcripts that are available. And through here, there are some self-checks for the students to kind of assess their learning. If they don't get them right, then they're instructed to go back and review the lesson. That's just a brief overview of that. There's a matching game here that they need to do to submit for a grade, which is one way of just kind of having fun with assessing your education, and this is where they could then easily submit it here. And then case studies that just kind of show the significance for real life occurrences. Sometimes I think it helps to understand how this pertains in the real world, and it's just not something that I feel that they should know. One of the last things, and I think is a very great way to apply the knowledge that you're learning in an online environment, is through case studies. So they're given a scenario that unfortunately could very easily happen, and then they're asked just to generally discuss things that could have been done better, or what they might do in that situation as well, which really then takes their learning to a new level in order for them to critically think about the steps of asthma and anaphylaxis that they've learned, how they could go hand in hand, and how they may take care of that at camp, which is very important. And then there's a brief test that goes over, once again, all that information that's multiple choice and true and false that is submitted for a grade. There's also some supplemental material here that they're directed to throughout the course. And I'm just pretty excited that it's all finally come together. And in going through the quality measures and quality standards, some are a little bit on the borderline. This is not an academic institution course, but it really helped me make sure I had things that were appropriate and allowed access or accessibility for all the counselors as well. So I hope you've enjoyed my courses. I've really enjoyed making it. Thank you.